Welcome to the Unmistakably Magic Podcast. I'm RJ.
And I'm Court.
We are two lifelong fans of Disney parks and all theme parks.
Each week, we bring you the latest news from Disney parks and beyond.
Plus, this week, we'll be talking about a possible Apple merger with Disney.
So there are a lot of rumors going around about this one.
I have actually seen several, yeah. And not just from Disney parks or sites or blogs or
a lot
like
of tech,
business stuff.
A lot of business guys are talking about it. A lot of tech guys are talking about it. Theme park guys are talking about it. So we're obviously going to take the theme park kind of aspect of it.
Yeah.
And, we'll have a nice little discussion about what we think will happen if this merger happens.
Nice.
Could it be good? Could it be bad?
We'll see.
We'll find out. Well, but we do have some news to start out with.
Good. All right.
Just a little bit. Not as much as last week, but...
It's episode 41. We're going to kick it off with some news.
Well, kicking off the news this week, Four Seasons is now selling homes on Disney property over at Disney World. The homes will include access to a 5-acre water park, in-home spa services, a second kitchen designed for catering services, and access to the Summer House Club at Golden Oaks, which includes a fitness center, a lounge, and various entertainment rooms. Homes start at the low price of $5 million, with homeowner association fees starting at $24,514 a year.
Yeah.
Would you pay $5,025,000 to live on Disney property?
If I had the money, sure.
You'd do it?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool, though.
It would be.
It'd be the amenities you get are, I
wonder, does that HOA include your park? I guess at that point, if you could afford
$5 million,
you're not going to be worried about the
$1,000
$1,000 a year or whatever it is for.
It's not even that much. It's like $500 for an annual pass.
Well, I mean, if you did the both coasts, because assuming then
that's true.
You got that much money, you might as well be taking your private jet to Disneyland too while you're at it.
On the weekends when everybody's at Disney World.
Yeah.
Well, the Frozen Summer Games will return this summer to Blizzard Beach Water Park over at Disney World. Kristoff and Olaf will be available to take take photos. Stumbled through that one.
You got it.
And to lead teams to victory. Events include ice pail relays, snowball toss, ski pole limbo, and slide races, as well as crafts and DJ parties throughout the day. The Frozen Summer Games begin May 26th.
Did we ever hear any feedback from that? I feel like we should have.
I
heard some positive. I mean, looked like it was fun.
It wasn't like overwhelmingly positive, but there weren't really any negative reports from it. From what I heard, it's just like something additional at the water parks. A little more incentive to go, other than just it's 120 degrees and 200% humidity. And this is the best way to cool down is to jump in a pool.
True.
Well, Pirates of the Caribbean will be the featured attraction at the Archives Pavilion this year at D23 over in Anaheim. The display will include iconic props, audio animatronics, and art from the attraction. The D23 Expo will run from July 14th through the 16th at the Anaheim Convention Center in California.
Nice. Kind of fun to see some of the old...
Yeah. Some of the older...
Some of the originals even.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just from the Disneyland version or if they have stuff from all... Was it 5 versions now? They got Land World. They got Land World, Tokyo, Paris, and Shanghai. Yeah, all 5 versions.
Hong Kong is the only one that doesn't have one?
Hong Kong is the only one that doesn't have one.
I think that would be one that would be like a standard,
I feel like it would be too. That and like Haunted Mansion, but I don't think... Hong Kong has Mystic Manor now.
But originally they didn't have... No. Yeah, you figured that would just kind of be the like, okay, here's your castle, Pirates, this, here's a couple of the Fantasyland ones.
And then some Tomorrowland staples, like Space Mountain.
Like a Space Mountain or something similar.
Something, yeah. A big coaster over in Tomorrowland.
Yeah, in
but
the dark.
I kind of feel like Hong Kong is the least loved park.
The more we get into this and the deeper, it definitely seems like...
it definitely had its time with the massive expansions that brought, like, Grizzly Gulch, Mystic Manor, Mystic Point.
But it seems like Shanghai's kind of taken first seat and
it is a brand new park.
Yeah, but put Hong Kong kind of in the back seat.
I don't know. I just feel like Hong Kong was built at the wrong time for the Disney company.
Yeah.
Because it was Disneyland, then World, then Tokyo, and then I believe Paris, and
Euro.
then Hong Kong. Well, Euro. And then Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And then now Shanghai.
Yeah.
So it's just such a new park, and they kind of like, Paris, people enjoyed. They just didn't enjoy how not Disney it felt.
Okay.
And so Hong Kong, they were like, all right, we're just going full Disney. And then Shanghai, they're like, well, that didn't really work. So we're going
a little bit of both. Yeah.
We're going Disney, distinctly Disney, but uniquely China.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I've been watching a lot of videos about like what's coming to the various theme parks everywhere. And like, Six Flags definitely loves Magic Mountain way more than every other park.
Yeah, that's always apparent to me.
Cedar Fair definitely loves Cedar Point more than every other park.
It's kind of like we've talked about SeaWorld. They kind of San Diego is kind of second to Orlando.
Even like, what is it, SeaWorld San Antonio?
You almost forget there's one there.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, so it's almost like that one's even third seat to San Diego and Orlando.
Yeah, and even like Universal, pretty much everything's coming to Orlando all the time.
Yeah.
And then even like, what is it, Osaka, Universal Japan, they get more than
Hollywood,
even Hollywood gets, which
true.
A little bit of that is just due to space. But I mean, Disney, they really push land and world, especially with these Star Wars Land expansions. And then,
well, and like we talked about last week with Wade, that sometimes even land feels slightly
on the back burner.
Compared to world.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, it's all about which park brings in the most people and brings the most profit. Because at the end of the day, it is still a business. Well, documents from the Reedy Creek Improvement District, which we need to do an episode on. There's a ton of history behind that alone.
I know.
We should do that. They have revealed that Disney World is in fact building a gondola transportation system. There will be 6 stations and 3 routes connecting Hollywood Studios, Epcot, the Caribbean Beach Resort, the Pop Century Resort, and the Art of Animation Hotel. Each gondola will hold 10 guests. So, like, pretty comparable to, like, a ski resort gondola, like the bigger ones.
Yeah, some of the bigger ones. Yeah, like the main run or whatever,
Yeah. Which seems a little low to me.
10 guests?
10 guests.
But you think about a gondola typically has several cars.
That's true, and I'm sure it'll be one of the ones, like a system where it can detach from the actual cable and then load everything, and theoretically it should never stop. Theoretically.
Yeah, it's kind of like theoretically the ski lifts don't ever stop, but
yeah, but we all know that's false. Especially living around here, you get tons of morons who don't know what they're doing. God. Every time that I go, it's always like a person behind me or in front of me. Every time they just like face plant, and I get off and I say jokingly, I'm like, "Oh, you from Texas?" And they're like, "Actually, yeah, I am."
Well, we just alienated all of our Texas listeners.
It's just, I mean,
it's true. No,
flat places with not a lot of mountains and 0 snow most of the time. Not many ski lifts in Texas.
This is interesting because when we booked our trip for this fall, Pop Century was not available at all.
Really?
So I don't know if they're going a normal refurbishment or that's part of this whole.
If it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising.
I know.
I'm sure we'll get some more news about it.
Yeah, I'm sure. As things move forward, we'll get it.
Yeah. Well, prepare for me to mispronounce a lot of things because it's Pandora news time. Specialty drinks have been revealed for Pandora, the world of Avatar. Wow, starting it off strong. Banshee, which is crafted in Napa Valley, is the wine option. Hawk's Grog Ale and Moara High Country Ale, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Will be the beers on tap, with the Grog Ale being described as a fruity hop with an apricot and peach expression. All right, apricot or apricot?
I don't
Side
really
tangent.
Either way.
Okay.
Really?
Some people are really picky about it.
I know.
I say apricot. And the country ale is more of a malty amber draft that smells of herbal spice hops. The Night Blossom will be the non-alcoholic specialty drink, which features a mixture of limeade, apple, and pear with passion fruit boba on top.
Ooh.
And the Moata Frozen Margarita with Sauza commemorative Alejo Tequila is a combination of strawberry and blood orange flavors with strawberry boba to top it off.
Wow.
I didn't butcher that too bad.
No. I mean, some of those, it's who knows until the land opens and you get cast members actually pronouncing the stuff.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
But, no, it seems very, I don't know, kind of out there, which I expect it.
I kind of like this, though. That's a good idea. Like, kind of different. I mean, you know what those things are, so you're not like, what?
Yeah, you're not like completely lost. Like, boba's delicious. Boba's
so you
amazing.
know boba's delicious. You know what a margarita is. You know what strawberry and blood orange are. So it's like, okay.
It's just the combination of all of them. And the way that the drinks look, too.
I'm sure especially with boba, with the little balls of boba. Yeah.
It looks really cool. So you can definitely tell that Disney put a lot of thought, or at least theoretically put a lot of thought. I'm sure someone was just like, well, just toss boba on it, and that'll make it
look like Spaceballs.
Yeah. But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first kind of large scale, at a large theme park,
space-based land.
Well, not just that, but like boba is incorporated into it. I can't think anywhere else on Disney property, at least, or even Universal property, where you can get boba in a theme park.
True.
At least not off the top of my head. I don't think anywhere. Maybe in some like random Six Flags park, maybe like Great America or something like that. One of the lesser ones that nobody goes to, and they're like, "We have boba, come visit."
Yeah, it could be.
But
or for some special, or maybe like at Food and Wine or something. But
for some specialty, but like not permanently.
I don't think so.
Plus the beers, they look, they're colored like green and like a red.
I was gonna say, they definitely went with things that are supposed to look otherworldly, which is cool. I mean, it fits in the land,
and it sounds like it's all gonna taste pretty delicious. Well, Disney has been surveying guests about a possible Star Wars luxury resort experience attached to Hollywood studios. This is the big rumor of the week in the news section. The hotel would be set inside a starship, and the stay would be optionally completely story-driven. So guests could interact with Star Wars characters and go on secret missions and stuff, or you could just observe if that's more your speed. Lightsabers and flight training would be offered, as well as a personalized secret missions that would take guests outside of the hotel and into Star Wars land. The survey suggests the resort experience would cost about $900 to $1,000 per guest.
Hey.
But would be all-inclusive and would last 2 to 3 days. That includes the room, food,
probably lightsabers, maybe a robe or something.
Yeah. So, who knows?
It'd be really cool, but that is
it's steep.
Expensive. Yeah.
I'm sure people would pay it though because, well, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
And they're crazy.
Sure. Yeah.
But as pricey as it is, it seems like it'd be a really cool experience. And the concept.
No, that's what I mean. It sounds really it sounds amazing. It really does. Yeah. But at $1,000 or $900 per guest, so you figure even if just two of you do it,
that's $2,000.
That's $2,000.
But I mean, that's
an entire Disney World trip.
If you do it
on
the low end,
But just saying, I mean, like you think about, okay, would I rather do this or go back to Disney World next year or something?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not too different than staying at a deluxe resort.
No, that is true.
For like a couple of nights.
That is a good point.
So, which this one includes food. A deluxe resort doesn't.
Unless it's free dining.
Unless you got that.
Which still hasn't been announced.
I thought it was.
Nope.
Man.
Not yet.
Man.
I know.
I thought Touring Plans had something about it on their calendar.
Everybody's been talking about it because it should be any week now.
Oh, okay.
So everybody, Disney Food Blog put out a video yesterday about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's talking about it, but it's not happening yet.
Well, the Spooky Empire is hosting Spooky Days in the Parks over at Disney World from September 22nd through the 23rd. The meetup event will encourage guests to showcase their villainous side. The event will take place at Coronado Springs Convention Center, the Magic Kingdom, and a special private soiree over at Tower of Terror. Visit SpookyDayInTheParks.com for more information and to purchase tickets. It is worth noting that this is not an official Disney event, but Spooky Empire is renting space over at Disney World to host this event. So just to put that out there. So I know someone's going to be confused and be like,
there, but it's not part of it. Yeah.
Disney's being spooky now. That's not cool.
Who talks like that?
I don't know. That's how I imagine.
Nitpicking about this is going to talk. I can't believe that.
This is ridiculous.
Are they going spooky at Disney?
My
kids are never going back there.
Halloween is banned for me.
Not scary.
It's not so scary Halloween party. Yeah, no. That's how the annoying people who don't like read full news articles and just read like the title.
Yeah, just see
in
spooky,
my mind.
Spooky Empire, Disney World, and they're like, unbelievable.
That's not okay.
That's unacceptable.
Changing my flights. Yeah, no.
We're going to Universal now. They at least have Harry Potter. That's not spooky.
They do have this little thing called Halloween Horror Nights.
I know, yeah.
Minor.
Half-naked nurses dancing around.
Well, Gatorland is expanding with an all-new attraction.
Gatorland.
Have you seen, what's his name, Gabriel Iglesias?
Mm-hmm.
His Hot and Fluffy, I think, special, where he calls up Gatorland.
Dude, there are some interesting, we should do a whole episode on, the weird, not weird, but just different attractions that are, in Orlando. Just Orlando.
Like Gatorland, the
Holy
Land
experience.
There's some other ones, too, that are out there. But they're getting their first, this is the first expansion that they've done since the park opened in 1949.
Wow.
I want to say, which is crazy to me that this still exists if they haven't expanded it since then.
Yeah.
But Stompin' Gator Off-Road Adventure will take guests in a swamp buggy through the woods, swamp, and into the water with the gators. The swamp buggies will take 12 guests at a time for a 15-minute ride with the goal to give guests an adrenaline-pumping adventure that also educates people on the fearsome alligators. Stompin' Gator Off-Road Adventure will open this fall.
It doesn't seem like there'd be a lot of construction here.
No.
Just to buy a bunch of swamp buggies.
And
put
maybe
some seatbelts in there and
maybe make a little bit of a track.
Yeah. Move some dirt around.
Yeah. Gatorland.
We should go down there and visit it.
Let's do it. Well, for the first time in over a year and a half, Space Mountain over at Disneyland will be returning to its standard form.
Wow.
Finally. The attraction hasn't been its original self since before November 2015, when it received a Star Wars overlay, and then it transformed into Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy for Halloween, and then back into Hyperspace Mountain after that.
Yeah.
The original version will return on June 1st, which is just a few days after its 40th anniversary, which takes place on May 27th. It opened May 27th, 1977, which, ironically, is just 2 days after Star Wars opened up in theaters.
So then, 2 days later...
So Star Wars opened up on the 25th. 2 days later, Space Mountain opened up. And then, 4 days? 4 days? I don't know how many days are in months. Well, no, it's just how many days are in May.
Oh.
Is it 30? No, it's 31.
31.
Okay, so 4 days afterwards. 5 days afterwards. It'll go back to its original Space Mountain.
Okay.
Which, this is welcome, at least by me. And I'm a huge fan of Hyperspace Mountain. I am stoked to go on the Hyperspace Mountain over in Disneyland Paris just to see the differences.
Yeah.
Because that Space Mountain is it's the most unique one out there. But I am stoked to ride original Space Mountain, hear that original music, because it's just such a different ride experience.
Oh, yeah. No, it totally is.
And I don't think it'll take that long to convert it back over.
I can't imagine it does.
Turn off some projections, turn on some
other
other
ones.
ones.
It's literally somebody's got to change out a hard drive somewhere.
Or even just flip a switch or scroll over to a different program and initiate this one.
Hyperspace Mountain. Ghost Galaxy.
I feel like original Space Mountain today.
That would be funny if they did
randomized it.
Yeah. You're halfway through a ride and it's like, whoa, we just switched to Hyperspace Mountain. What the heck?
And then right at the end, it's like, oh, it's Ghost Galaxy. What? That'd be weird.
It would be weird.
Maybe
they have to change some projectors around or something. But
I don't think so. I'm sure it's just switch them off, switch different ones on. Because original Space Mountain are I don't know what we'll call it now.
Space Mountain.
Just
Because
Space
all the other
Mountain?
ones have other names.
That's true,
It's Space
okay.
Mountain, and then it's Hyperspace Mountain, and it's Ghost Galaxy.
So, like, Space Mountain is just, like, turn on the Star Tunnel thing.
Yeah.
The, like,
Yeah.
light speed, quote-unquote thing that they were
Yeah.
emulating before they actually had Star Wars. Turn those lights on, and then turn off all the Star Wars projections, leave the stars, and then turn on a couple Galaxy projections.
True.
Ghost Galaxy is, okay, turn all the lights off, turn on some weird orange Ghost Galaxy monster thing projections,
Yeah, true.
keep the stars.
Yeah.
And then Star Wars is, okay, turn on some other projections,
Yeah.
and you just swap the audio
Just
every
music,
time.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Can't be that hard. It's like a couple
It's not
hours.
like Haunted Mansion where that is an actual
No,
like,
yeah.
makeover.
Where they actually have to take out audio animatronics, put new ones in, and adjust.
add decorations. Yeah.
Do a lot more. Well, a Dr. Seuss themed water park will open up on the Carnival Horizon cruise ship next April. The water park will feature 2 Seuss slides. The Cat in the Hat will take guests on a twisty-turny ride down 450 feet of red and white tubing. Fun Things will send guests through 213 feet of enclosed polka dot tubing and will drop guests into a splash zone at the end. A 150-gallon tipping bucket, which is themed after the Cat in the Hat, Seuss-inspired artwork, several splash zones, and statues of Seuss characters, including the Grinch holding a surfboard, will also be included.
So I wonder, with cruise ships, I wonder if Seuss, whoever owns those rights, did they retain the rights to like cruise ships? Or is there a partnership between Universal and Carnival.
I think there's a partnership between like the Seuss owners and Carnival.
Okay.
Of like, hey, we want to incorporate this. And
Okay.
It's like
it's just weird to me that because Universal has the theme park
Seuss Landing.
rights, so, presumably.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's just east
Those
of the
rights
Mississippi.
get so weird. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
They have rights to every major Marvel, what counts as major? Every major Marvel character east of the Mississippi. That's ridiculous.
what? Huh?
I don't get
Who
it.
made this stuff up?
Well, speaking of Universal, Volcano Bay news has been brought to us.
Once again.
Volcano Bay will offer private cabanas and reserved lounge seating. Private cabanas will be available for $159.99 plus tax for a single unit, which seats 6, and $299.99 plus tax for a family unit, which seats 16. Why
That's
can't
better value?
Yeah, it per person it
Yeah.
is.
Way more.
If you're gonna split it between,
But you better
16
find 16 people to do it.
15 other people.
Yeah.
Come on. And include concierge services with an exclusive menu, a fridge pre-stocked with bottled water, a fruit and snack basket, and complimentary locker and towel services. Premium lounge chairs can be rented for $29.99 per day plus tax. And guests can choose their seating location in the park, and the rental comes with a concierge service, an adjustable umbrella, and built-in locker storage. Volcano Bay opens May 25th.
So that sounds pricey, but
It's
I will
not
tell
too
you,
bad.
it's not that 159 is not bad for 6. That's
No.
because those are usually pretty good size, and it has a lot of amenities.
Amenities.
Wow.
Anemone.
Amenities. And we did it once in Vegas.
Oh, you
at the
did?
Flamingo, yeah, with some friends. So we
Okay.
split it between, it was 4 of us, so it was 2 couples. And I can't remember what we paid, and I want to say it was about that 160 price. But it was worth it to be out. Like, we literally spent the whole day at the pool because we had a place to like chill out. There was a TV. It came with a fridge full of water.
Yeah.
They ended up giving us some show tickets like thrown in to some comedian who was like, we didn't really care.
For whatever, yeah.
We did anyways, but
Yeah.
he was weird. And then they threw in like 2 mixed drinks and like snacks, and like they were always coming by like, "You guys need anything?" We're like, "Nah, we're good." You know, like it was awesome. And we did order food, so I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, my only issue with cabanas at a water park. So you're at a water park.
I know, but you still gotta chill out.
Every now and then, yeah. But, I mean, like when I go to Waterworld with my friends, the only time I really stop is like the same time that I really stop at theme parks when I go with my friends.
Lunch.
Is just food.
Yeah.
So,
No,
when I go to Waterworld, it's like, okay, I'll stop, sit down for food, try to cool my feet off a bit after walking on hot concrete all day.
That's where I don't know. I understand. Yeah, I get it. That you wouldn't do this at a theme park. clearly because Disney removed them
from Tomorrowland.
from Tomorrowland.
That's about time.
Yeah. Clearly that wasn't want to
dumb.
work. So
so dumb.
I could see though, like, think about like some older, like some grandparents on your
Yeah,
trip with
yeah,
you.
no,
They're
I
gonna
mean,
want to like have a place for them to chill out. I don't know.
It depends on who's going and
Yeah.
why you're going.
If it's you and me, no, we don't need one. Or you and me and a
No.
bunch of our friends, no.
no, we're going to
But like
experience
some
the water
kids
park.
maybe in tow, maybe good idea.
Would
or
probably be
some
beneficial.
grandparents in tow, maybe
Or if you're just kind of just there to chill out, if you're an annual pass holder and you just want to have a unique experience at the water park for the first time, rent a cabana. Or if it's like a special occasion, like someone's birthday or something,
That's
Yeah.
what I could see too. Yeah, that'd
rent
be
a
kinda
cabana.
cool, actually too.
it'll be fun. Well, that just about wraps it up for the news this week.
All right, stick around where we talk about some rumors.
Really big rumor.
Yeah. All right, we're back. Talking about rumors. What? Oh,
One rumor.
One big rumor. One really big rumor.
Well, this is a massive rumor. This would be very. I mean, I think this could change the entire industry. Potentially.
Theme park wise, yes.
Everything else.
Well, yeah, everything else. Yeah,
Who
we'll
knows?
see.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Theme park wise,
That's not our.
no, that's not our forte.
Yeah. I'm not here to tell you about technology.
Or stocks.
Yeah. Or patents or whatever else.
Well, we do talk a little bit about patents.
When they're theme park relevant, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, this could. I mean, similar to how when Comcast purchased Universal,
Yes.
it completely changed their theme parks.
Yes.
Because before that, nobody really wanted to go to Universal for anything.
Yeah.
Universal pretty much had to kind of beg for Seuss to let them build it.
Yeah.
And their one and the only reason why Seuss's, I believe it was his family, because they were like the owners of it or whatever,
Yeah, I
had
figured
the rights to it.
State or whatever. Yeah.
The only reason that they even like allowed Universal to do it was because their mock-ups and their models and everything didn't have a single straight line in it. And if you walk throughout that land or that island,
It's kind of kooky.
it doesn't have a single straight line in it. And that was the only that was their one stipulation of like, okay, we'll let you do this, but you can't have a single straight line. And and they did it. And after that, that's when they got the rights to Harry Potter, or like people started approaching them a little bit more.
Yeah.
And being like, hey, Harry, can we do Harry Potter? And
I think the
then,
difference, though, between Disney and Universal in that case is just that Disney has already found their own success, where I think Universal was... They weren't, like, dying or floundering in the industry, but they weren't the name that they are today
no, not at all.
at the time.
And you would rarely hear of someone going to Orlando just to go to Universal.
And NBC Universal or NBC Comcast, whatever conglomerate that
Yeah,
is,
whatever you wanna call
or
it
was
now.
before then. Same thing. I mean, they're not struggling in that industry or whatever. So
No. But it launched them into a completely new level.
So when I read up on the Apple possibilities here,
So
There
just to be clear, though, because we haven't said it explicitly other than in the intro,
yeah,
we're talking about a possible, very, very possible
merger or buyout or something of. It's all rumors, but
I
again,
hear
it's
it's-
rumors on a level that is rare to see because it's tech blogs are talking about it. Business blogs, business Forbes or what all those are talking about it.
It is rare to see it at this level, but it is still extremely unlikely to happen.
Yes, because they have to do a lot of other. There's a
there's
lot
a-
of steps to
there's
go
a ton.
through, and
And
there's government agencies that want to have a say in all of that too.
Yeah,
And so
it's many people I know in the tech industry who are actually like pretty well known in the tech industry. They don't think it's going to happen, and they don't think it.
Yeah.
and even some of the people I know in the business industry aren't
hopeful.
They're not holding their breath for this one.
But cool to talk about what it could be.
Extremely cool to talk about what it could be.
So that was the other thing when I read some articles. They said kind of 50-50 shot if it did happen for the parks. You'd either see basically nothing
nothing new.
Nothing new because
Nothing different.
it's all on the business side of things. It's not really in the what they're bringing to market.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, people said this could potentially be like what we talked about previously, just moments ago.
Yeah.
How Universal and NBC and Comcast, when that all happened, what that has brought to the parks and the improvements we've seen in Universal's parks since that day.
Yeah, because I think when Comcast, when they purchased them, or like during that press event or press release or whatever, they said they would invest. It's like some ridiculous, like $500 million or something, maybe even higher than that. I can't remember. I can't remember the exact number. Like $500 million a year into their parks alone, and we have definitely seen that with how quickly Universal is chomping out attraction after attraction, land after land, extremely well detailed and well themed lands.
Parks,
even a whole new water park in a year. That is supposed to be completely revolutionary, and from what we've seen outside looking in, looks extremely detailed and very interactive.
Yeah. No, we're talking. I mean, so with like an Apple one, you could potentially see them saying the same thing, coming in and saying.
I could even see them probably doubling whatever Comcast is, just because they can.
Well, and two, you got to consider that they would have more than twice as many parks to consider.
Yeah, well,
for about
double, about twice as
2 extra parks,
about twice as many resorts,
I guess.
Because the only
if you think about parks wise, though, if you think about parks, it's a whole lot more parks.
Oh, it's a ton more parks.
Yeah, I'm talking about 2 parks in a lot of places, and then only 4 in Florida.
I've only been to 2 resorts, to 2 Disney resorts, and my buddy, he actually just went to Shanghai this past week. And so he's been to 3 different Disney resorts. I've still visited more Disney parks than he has.
What other park did he go to? Paris or something?
No. So he's gone to Hong Kong, Shanghai, and California, and Disneyland. So he's been to Land, California Adventure.
World has 4.
Yeah, World's got 4, and I've been to Disneyland and Disney World.
So you've been to 6 parks. Yeah.
6 parks. He's only been to 4.
So potentially we could see Apple or whatever conglomerate they choose a name for. Does Apple
Dapple
Apple knee
Who knows? We'll see
Appley. Yeah. We could potentially see them come in and promise something like that, which would be amazing.
That would be so great.
Disney itself, I think, again, is kind of doing okay, and they are building new lands and things, but think about them kind of maybe coming out and saying publicly, we're going to spend whatever, a billion
a year on our parks. If that number gets tossed around, the possibilities
Apple
are endless.
Could do that
very easily.
So could Disney, really, but
yeah. But I mean, that just opens up so many doors to Imagineering alone.
Yes,
because they're always cranking out a ton of ideas. I found this older Imagineer, Tom Morris, on Twitter. And he's constantly, he was one of the main guys behind Disneyland Paris. He's constantly cranking out or showcasing a bunch of concept art that they had for not only Disneyland Paris, but like Disneyland and like Disney World stuff too. A lot of Epcot stuff. He helped out in Epcot. He was pretty important over there. And it's just a bunch of concept art of things that we never saw. And his main reason for it most of the time was
budget.
CEO or like top guys, business guys shut us down.
Yeah.
Money guys shut us down. So this is potentially like taking that limiter out.
Yes. It would. Yeah, it could be. Could be. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know. Apple could come and go, no, you guys are not spending any money.
Yeah.
Too. They could come in and say, whoa, we're putting you on lockdown.
Which that would suck.
Yeah. So.
But, I mean, this is just assuming that Apple is giving them the okay to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Just saying, make it good and
make it good,
make it better, plus it. Just giving them that virtually limitless budget,
giving some freedom. Yeah.
So,
I think the other thing that's exciting is Apple being a technology company.
Yes.
The potential for kind of some of the things we've talked about in previous episodes where we talked about tech we'd like to see in the parks.
Apple drones in the parks controlled by my Apple Watch, cooling me off as I'm getting a churro.
while I walk through with AR goggles on. Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, yeah, you think about if two companies like this merge, the potential for patents that are opened up to both, to either company.
Yeah, we could see some really cool technology, not only within the theme park industry, but like in the normal everyday life industry. What?
Life,
just life.
The normal tech industry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The consumer goods market.
We'll go with that. Yeah. So exquisite.
Consumer goods market. So, I mean, it would be really cool. What's like maybe one thing you would hope to see?
One kind of,
and it could be the $1 billion.
First off, like the big thing that I really want to see is a larger investment into the parks.
Okay.
Just monetarily.
Yeah.
Because that opens up.
Or a promise too.
Yes.
Because I feel like Disney has at times come in and put out billion. They put a.
It was like $1.2 billion into the recreation, essentially, of California Adventure.
Yeah.
Which, that did wonders for that park. And
which you'd hope somebody's paying attention going, hey, that actually worked. Why don't we do that some more?
Which I think they are, because,
yeah.
I mean, after that, then you saw, like, oh, Pandora's coming, and the
Star
budget
Wars,
for that's massive.
Yeah.
And now we have Star Wars, and the budget for that is probably astronomical.
Yeah. And New Fantasyland, and FastPass Plus, and,
Yeah.
But maybe a public promise or public acknowledgement of, hey, here's what we're gonna spend, or we're gonna set a little more budget out on the table to say, run free Imagineering, or here you go,
But other than that, because I think we can both agree that
I'm totally cool with that.
That is definitely like the number one thing that we want to see. Other than that, I don't really know. Because I would like to see some more augmented reality, or like even augmented reality incorporated in the parks, which Apple,
that's not really their jam right now.
No, it's not at all. While I'm not, but like, I'm just thinking of their hardware that they have right now. While it's not like the top on the market, it's still like decent. It's a solid phone.
Yeah.
Regardless of which one you have, it's still a solid phone.
Yes.
It's just, I don't know. It's, even though it's not the top, there are still apps that could be developed for it that could utilize, like, it's still like one of the highest rated cameras on there.
Yeah, still crazy processing power. If
the battery life is still one of the top battery lives.
Super HD screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, you could potentially get that augmented reality thing that we were talking about earlier in a couple weeks ago. Oh man, how long ago was that?
A while.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
You could get that augmented reality stuff, and what I would really like to see is kind of the preview, or kind of just like the stats fact app. If I could get an app that I like just opens up my camera and says, "Hey, point this at like Test Track," and we'll tell you what it is, like all the stats about it, like track length, how many cars are running right now, estimated wait time, like estimated amount of people in line, and what, like, I mean, all those coaster nerd facts that I'm into. I would really like to see kind of more incorporation of Apple hardware, because it is solid hardware. There's really no disputing that, and it is probably the most I think it is the most consumed in the U.S. at least.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
I think elsewhere, Android is way more consumed than Apple.
Yeah.
Which
it is what it is. But no, I agree. I think bringing the tech
into the parks,
and Apple would potentially present a large market share of the present tech market to bring into the park to say, hey, here you go, use our tech.
Or even just like updates within Apple software. So I haven't tried it. Is it on an iPhone? Can you just scan a QR code right from your camera?
No.
Okay, so I would love to see a patch.
Yeah.
Where that happens, and then incorporate QR codes in the parks, because we need QR codes in the parks. That's just one thing I really need.
Yeah. No.
Expand knowledge. Come on. It's so easy. Just do it. I don't know. What is another thing you're
I think the tech would be really cool. I think the money would be amazing. I don't know. I think the tech would be pretty awesome. I think that has such a limitless possibilities, given Apple's hardware and kind of their track record with usability and things like that. That it would be really cool to see more integrate. And we talked about that. I mean, obviously, I don't remember what episode it was, but it was a few episodes ago. It was kind of tech we'd like to see. We talked both in the parks and on attractions. And I think phones came up a lot because we talked about, one, everybody's got one.
Yep.
And two, they're very powerful. I mean, they're very capable.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of putting the processing power off of the park's responsibility and onto the user. So
Slightly.
If
If you can learn how to like adjust it properly, then your parks can run much more smoothly. Your data collection can be massively improved. Although I do know Disney parks use HP for everything right now. All their infrastructure is HP. So I am curious
how that would,
if this does happen.
Who knows with
What'll
contracts
happen?
though? Too,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm sure they probably signed a pretty good contract with HP way
Pretty
back when.
lengthy contract.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
And then trying to switch everything over from one thing to another and completely different realms of
that would be
software or whatever.
terrible.
Yeah.
That would be atrocious.
Yeah.
Where you could see a mass shutdown of Disneyland and all Disney parks and
For 2 days to switch over everything to
Yeah.
Apple hardware or whatever. Yeah.
that would be ridiculous.
No, I agree with you. I think the tech would be really cool. I was trying to think of other things like that kind of fall in the realm of Apple and kind of fall in the realm of Disney, and I can't really think of anything, but
No,
other
I
than
mean
the tech in general.
It's
but
really just incorporating more tech in the parks.
I think the biggest thing to me would be the money, like because
Yes.
Apple recently hit like I want to say it was like $100 billion or something ridiculous. Like
massive.
you know, they literally have cash in hand of that
Of that
magnitude. So it's like the potential that's there. And but at the same time, I could say that I wish, like as an Apple user, I wish that Apple would also spend some of that to kind of invest in some of their own products. And then Disney's got money. That's not the issue, but it's kind of freeing it up. And it feels like maybe as part of the merger to kind of smooth it over with the public or something that we potentially could see.
Yeah, and
the unleashing of funds, but I don't know.
I really feel like when Comcast merged with Universal, it just really took a lot of the risk out of the theme parks.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, Disney was really hurting for, like, back when even, like, Alien Encounter, when that attraction opened up, the whole reason behind that was because Disney was really struggling financially. Like, they were about to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
And then a couple of their movies started becoming massive hits, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What else came out around then? That was pretty big.
Yeah.
All those movies. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But the biggest part of the parks was like, we're super family friendly, and then they brought in Alien Encounter Extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Or Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter into the Magic Kingdom. And this was like the first kind of like scary attraction, and very like not like comically scary, just like actually scary.
Terrifying, yeah.
Yeah. And it attracted a ton of teenagers, and it really hit the market that they hadn't hit before. And that's where Universal was kind of taking over on that market.
The thrill market.
Disney, the young adult teenager kind of wanting just to go for the massive thrills, but still have the theming there. So when Disney did that, and that's part of the whole downfall of that attraction, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
But they were hurting then, and then it brought in a bunch more people. That whole kind of philosophy of, all right, we're incorporating more thrill attractions into the parks. It brought in a lot more people, and then after that, that's when we're kind of in that age right now where we're seeing huge theming, like incredible theming, especially with Pandora, and then I'm assuming very high thrill factor with
like it,
Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
From what we've heard and what we've seen, it's going to be a really thrilling attraction.
Yeah.
And so then it was just kind of the combination of the two that came out of that, because Disney finally had the funds and the confidence to be like, all right, we can do both.
Yeah.
So I feel like if this happens, On the very unlikely
again,
chance.
we said very unlikely. So it's just kind of more of, it was fun to kind of talk through possibilities. I don't know.
I mean, it could be cool. Could be not.
We'll see what happens.
Who knows? Could see a lot of Apple sponsorships in Disney.
Yeah.
You want an Apple Watch? You got it. For a price. Could we see Magic Bands converted over to the Apple Watch?
Or at least just
yeah,
that you
you
could
could
use your
use-
Apple Watch as a Magic Band.
Yeah. I'm sure that would be
Or
a
your phone.
possibility.
Yeah.
We already see Apple Pay everywhere, so
Yeah, why
might as
not
well.
use the
It's
same thing?
Easy enough. I'm surprised they don't do it already with Apple Pay and
I'm
like
surprised.
Samsung Pay and all
I
that
know, I
stuff.
know.
It's built into the phone. Just use it. It's not that hard. I know you want, or I guess you want to have it on your own closed server.
They
or
want
closed
they want
circuit.
the data that also brings too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, I mean, that's about all that I have to say about it. Do you have anything
no,
else?
I think that's it. We'll have to follow the story as it develops.
We definitely will.
Well, thanks for listening to episode 41 of Unmistakably Magic Podcast.
Almost to the answer to the life, the universe, and everything.
Was it 42?
42.
Yeah. Please check out our social media, Unmistakably Mag on Twitter, Unmistakably Magic on Instagram, Facebook.com/Unmistakably Magic.
Go ahead and support the show by purchasing a shirt or tank top or hoodie or something. I might put up a mug or two out there. Who knows? If you like our logo, unmistakablymagic.spreadshirt.com.
Email us, unmistakablymagic@gmail.com. Questions, comments, concerns, shout-outs.
Yeah.
I remember I used to shout you out on the
Inside the Magic.
Inside the Magic podcast back in the day.
Yeah, I'd
Every
always
time I'd write in with a question, I'd say, "Hey, can you give a shout out to Court? It's like his birthday now, ish, kind of. It's kind of maybe. I don't know.
It is only a month before yours.
I know.
It's not that hard.
I know.
Yeah, if you have any shout outs, just let us know. I mean, we've done a
we
few
got
of them.
time. Yeah, we got
Done a
time.
few of them.
Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube. Watch some of our videos over there. We post them every week, and there's the extra after show
Yeah.
where we talk with our friend Wade via text
Most of the time via text, occasionally via email.
and sometimes live, twice.
Yeah. Although that's just a whole show.
And we'd appreciate your review on iTunes.
It would really help us out.
Yeah. Share the show with your friends too.
Yeah.
If you got a Disney friend out there,
Any kind of theme park fan, really.
Yeah.
We have been very Disney recently. We should
maybe we should do a Universal episode or
swap over to that. Yeah. Universal or Six Flags. We haven't done
something.
Six Flags
ever.
Six
Big-
Flags, Cedar Point, who knows?
Yeah. Big thank you to our friend Dylan over at Blast Off Branding for making our awesome logo. Check out our friends at the Unmistakably Star Wars podcast.
You had a huge recap of Celebration.
Did they? I know the
Massive
celebration was
recap.
massive. So go check those guys out. They attended, so
They did. They were
you
there.
got
They
the direct source. So
they
check
experienced it
out.
firsthand,
That's right.
which you're not going to get from D23 with us.
No,
We're
Sorry.
poor.
unless you want to pay for us to go, and you can email us at unmistakablymagic@gmail.com.
Yeah, hey, if you have tickets, if you got some hookups, let us know. If you want us to stay in like the Disneyland hotel or
hey, we got it. We'll do it for
something
you.
cool. If you got an extra night that you can't use somewhere, just let us know.
Let us know, and a rental car too, maybe.
We'll
We'll figure it out. I guess we could Uber.
California, we got general rides stuff.
All right.
Florida, not so much.
Yeah. True. Well,
I do have actually a
Oh, you have a
shout out.
shout-out?
I do.
what?
Shout out to Nathan and Marley. They were in China this past week,
Nice.
and they went to both Hong Kong Disneyland and Shanghai Disneyland.
so jelly.
I am extremely jelly because that was supposed to be me on that trip.
I know. Didn't work out.
Got too expensive.
I know.
Things weren't guaranteed.
I know.
Rather not take that risk of being stuck in China for who knows how long. But huge shout out to you guys. Hope you guys had fun. And here you guys purchased a few things that you might be sending our way.
Holla.
So, looking forward to that stuff.
Make it rain.
Lego.
Well, anything else?
Yeah, the stuff they purchased was Tron stuff, so there's that Tron in there.
Nice. There's Tron in
I
every
am,
episode.
I am stoked to get it. You might see a few new props around here. A little bit more Tron influence.
Nice.
But that just about does it.
All right. Well, have a magical week.
See you real soon.
And now it's the after show.
Welcome. These transitions have been killer this
I know.
this recording.
Both of us.
So much simpler, so much easier. Just doing one camera now.
I know. If you guys...
If you watch the full
If you watch
show,
the full show on YouTube, let us know. So we took away the DSLR that we've been using, which only could run for 20 minutes at a time.
it's kind of frustrating.
And it was kind of hard. It made editing a little harder. So if you've ever noticed that our episodes don't go up nearly as fast as the audio version, that's mostly my fault for either being lazy or busy.
That's the reason for it, too, is
It's
a little bit more
a
editing
little more
involved.
editing. This is literally going to be copy and paste and whoop and export.
Send it up.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too difficult to do now.
No, hopefully not. Cut the back end and the front end.
Which is what we did on the first episode.
Yeah.
Before we added the DSLR.
We
We're
really
kind of
like-
throwing it back. It's a throwback episode.
We added a little light though.
That's
If
true.
Court looks so angelic over there. It's because there's an
Suspiciously
extra
more.
light over there. We have a Wade's word.
It is. We do have
Well,
one.
wait. What time is it?
It's time for
Wade's word.
Wade's Word.
Wade's word.
We should see if we can actually do a recording of stuff, something kind of an introduction to Wade's Word.
Wade's word.
Get the Wayne's World
And just
just toss Wade's Word
Yeah.
over it.
Wade's word.
Well, it's a very short one. I don't know. We started recording kind of obnoxiously late.
Sorry.
It's whatever. But he was saying that there are a lot of rumors flying about possibly extra charges for Star Wars Land. Any chance it happens? He says no, but who knows?
I say no too, and I'm wondering if some of those rumors are based off of partial information off of what we talked about in the news.
Off of that Star
About
Wars hotel
People
experience?
took that even farther to say, oh, there's going to be extra charges for Star Wars Land or whatever. So I wonder if that's part of it.
That might have a little bit of an influence in it.
That somebody
Misinterpreted
misinterpreted
it.
or just kind of misrepresented that, maybe even.
Probably a little clickbait in there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'd always be curious of what sources started those rumors.
Yeah.
Because things, especially in the Disney community, seem to have a way of going viral
Very quickly.
very quickly, I think almost to an irresponsible level. That sometimes it's like, whoa, let's back up here.
Well, you even start seeing that in mainstream news right now.
Well, that's true, too.
Which that's a
That's a whole
different
nother
topic for
yeah.
a different podcast.
We're not going to tackle that.
No, we're not
issue
talking
on
about
this
that at all.
podcast.
We're not talking about that at all. I say 100% no.
I
It's
agree
not
with
gonna
you
happen.
there. Yeah, I can't imagine they would do this. I could see what they're surveying about or talking about, like these special experiences or some other,
Something kind of extra.
which they already have started doing that across all the other parks. So why not?
Yeah.
Because you can do extra safaris at Animal Kingdom. A special sunrise one. You can do
You can do a special tour
a
at
tour when we go behind the scenes and
Seeds.
oh, yeah.
Behind the Seeds
Yeah.
tour. I love it. It's
I
so
know.
funny. Puns are the best.
Puns. Oh yeah, puns.
I hope we see puns at Star Wars Land.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
I don't know if we'll see it on the scale that we used to see it in Epcot.
No.
Because back in the 80s and 90s, they were all about puns.
Oh yeah,
They were all about puns. Imagineering had
that was their jam.
they were
apparently.
loving puns. And we just don't see it as much as we used to
No.
anymore. But I say absolutely not.
I would say absolutely not. You're not going to see an overall extra charge. Again, I think you will definitely see special events or
Yeah. I mean, you are going to
extra
see.
things that you could pay for, but
You are probably going to see a lot more blockout dates for your annual pass,
yes.
especially around when it opens.
Yes.
You are going to see that. You might see a price increase depending on when it opens.
For Hollywood Studios as a park.
Not just it
Or
might
just,
become a 3-tier system over at Hollywood or over at Disney World,
Or it's
where Magic Kingdom's top,
Epcot.
Hollywood Studios, and then Epcot and Magic and Animal Kingdom for a 1-day ticket. You might see that.
You might. Wouldn't surprise me.
Actually, it would probably surprise me because you're only adding 2 attractions in Star Wars Land and 4 over in Toy Story Land.
True.
And so that's 6 attractions added
And
on
really-
to the 5 that there are now.
The Magic Kingdom is if
Magic
people are going to
Kingdom
go
is
for
like
1
50.
day, they're going to go to Magic Kingdom, so it makes sense. But
Which I do think, though, Star Wars Land will definitely bring up the park attendance rates over at Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
I do think it will take away from Epcot.
Definitely.
Epcot, Animal Kingdom should still be hanging on pretty strongly with Pandora.
With new Pandora.
Magic Kingdoms are never going to drop.
No.
It's just a fact.
It's just everybody's going to go there. If you had 2 days, you're going to go there, and then you're going to pick another park.
Yeah, which for us, Epcot.
Yeah.
Or we'll get a park hopper and do Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom in one day, and then Epcot and Hollywood Studios in the other. But that's just because we know how to do things.
Yeah. We know how to play.
But so one, it just doesn't make any sense.
No.
From an attendance perspective, and two,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense from a
Logistics
perspective.
How would you have people go to a second gate inside the park?
No, it's
And they have to
stupid.
present their special ticket or whatever to go into that part of the...
I could see like time cards being used for the first like couple weeks, or even like if they do a little bit of a soft opening for it, kind of like how they did with Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon. You show up, you get a little bit of time in there, or like you get a designated time to return, a return time ticket, and then you come back at that time, and then you're allowed in.
And I can see that just from the fact they're going to have to worry about occupancy laws and
that would-
whatever
yeah.
too. Yeah, because
which-
it may be that crazy. So I don't know.
I mean, Universal had to do the same thing again with Diagon Alley. They had a hour-long queue just to wait to get a time ticket, and then you could hang out like in London area, and then you could get
wait
in.
for a queue. Yeah,
And wait another like hour until you could either ride the Hogwarts Express or get in line to ride the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
Or you could go into the park or into the land.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we'll see something like that. I'm sure we'll see a little bit of testing with that with Pandora.
Yes.
Um,
And we're definitely going to see some special events and stuff, but I don't see it being considered its own park or whatever,
or experience,
or however this rumor started.
no, no, not at all. I think that's obnoxious. I think it's kind of stupid that someone even would think that
I don't
within the land. I don't see how it's viable
Again,
at all.
the more I think about it, the more I'm wondering if this wasn't just miscommunication or misinformation based on the thing we talked about in the news about them asking about special stuff.
a special Star Wars experience.
And people taking that to mean that like it's going to be its own thing. And it's like, no.
Because there was the little blurb in it that said, hey, one of the experiences would be you going on a secret mission in Star Wars land.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's going to cost $900 to $1,000 per person.
So that's what somebody heard. That's what the rumor was. Well, somebody heard that. They heard the price and the special whatever, and they're like, whoa. Star Wars is going to be special. It's going to cost $1,000. You know, like, no. Listen.
No, not at all.
So it's an interesting rumor, and it's always too bad when these get out of hand, because there are those rumors that come true. Obviously, one was Tower of Terror turning into Guardians of the Galaxy. That came true.
I don't think, but that came from multiple sources.
And it's something you can actually see happening, not something kind of outrageous.
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
But thanks for bringing it up, Wade, so we can kind of crush it in case somebody's talking. I mean,
yeah. If you or one of your friends is like affirmed by this or thinks this rumor is legit, send them this way.
To the after show, YouTube.
Yep. Exclusively on YouTube.
That's right.
I don't know why we say that in the after show, because the only time that you're
we said
there.
it. We said it at the end.
We do, but in the after show we say it exclusively, or even just like send us an email and we can send you to many
other articles kiboshing this. So
yeah.
Well, anything else?
I don't know. I'm always down to talk
Tron. If we end now, we're at an hour.
Oh man, that's a short episode
for us. Yes,
that's very short. I do want to say though, going back to our little rumor talk last week.
Yes. What did we rumor talk?
Tron light cycles
take
coming
over.
In. Yeah. Would you rather see a light cycle attraction or a disc battle light disc attraction?
Light cycle.
Why? Is it just more physical, or is it just more viable in your mind right now?
Viable.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit of the physical.
Because I could see that. Because I mean, Bob Iger did say like we want to incorporate augmented reality not virtual reality.
Yeah, so you get on a bike on a track, and then you're watching Tron happen.
Well, you're already. I mean, you can
Yeah.
already build that in a very physical world.
Yeah.
With disc battles, though, or disc wars, I could see that augmented reality factor come in.
Yeah, I'd be nervous for the technology.
Oh, okay.
I just think it's not there yet. Because even like HoloLens, which is the Microsoft one,
It's still pretty primitive right now.
it's still pretty primitive. I think that would put Tron, even it's a rumor or whatever.
Yeah.
Put it a minimum 5 more years out the road,
yeah.
down the road,
To even get to
to get to the technology, let alone then mass production of that,
yeah.
and then mass implementation to the point where the average user at a theme park, the average theme park visitor, is
Would know
going to
how
be
to do it.
comfortable, know how to do it, and not get like motion sickness. Because that's one of the things you hear about a lot of the VR is that.
Yeah, with VR you get a ton of motion sickness because, well, when it's out of sync.
Yes, and I think AR you get less of that because you still have reference to the physical world, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
What you wanted, because
I think Light Cycle would be fun because it would also be fun to get another thrill ride.
kind of e-ticket attraction.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure with either one, it's going to be a
It would
thrill.
be it'd be a thrill, but I think
It's just, would you want more of like the physical kind of unique experience, or kind of like a typical roller coaster experience?
I think the other thing. Well, personally, I would like either. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I also think you got to think, what does the typical
Theme park
attendee
what
want?
can they
They're
do?
not going to want, and they're not going to be able to do.
No, which was actually one thing that I heard when I was reading the article about the potential Star Wars hotel.
Yeah.
What I heard and read, actually, they said that when it was revealed that you're going to be very much so incorporated into Star Wars land, like you're going to be a part of it,
Yeah.
a lot of people were stoked about it, but then there was still like a voice of people who were like, that sounds like a lot of work, and I just
Yeah.
want to go experience it.
It does. It does a little bit. Like I would totally partake, but I could see how people would go, I don't want to do that. Like,
Yeah,
I just want to come and I'm on vacation. I don't need to like
just
be
wanna-
thinking about missions or
Yeah, I just want to show up and ride a ride or two.
Yeah, so I think
And-
that's the issue in my mind that kind of
Okay.
changes that. And again, I think
Yeah.
Disney's going to cater to the largest crowd possible, and the largest crowd possible would say roller coaster over, or
Yeah.
light cycle type system over running around throwing discs. Yeah.
Throwing frisbees at each other.
I think that'd be a cool addition or something, but not as like the
No,
the
not
one
as
and
like a
only or
main,
something. Yeah.
the main thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I have.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks for staying on for the after show.
Hope you had fun.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.